Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. I'm going to try and just shoot this in one take, which for me is just about impossible. Every video has to be edited within an inch of its life. And just pop this thing up pretty much the way it is so that we can get information out to you. It is Wednesday, the 10th?
The 10th.
The 10th, the day before the RTR, and we are here at the RTR. That's what's behind us. And it's huge. Oh my goodness. I never would have guessed this was possible. There's at least 1,000.
At least.
I would say I go up north of here in the main camp, and I'd say there's 1,500 here. The Rangers, the BLM is estimating 2,500. I think they might be low. It's going to be a big group. And I know for a lot of you that means it's too big, I can't go. Where I'm camped, there's no one around me. If you come into the main camp, you're going to have a lot of people around you. If you'll go just north up towards the music area, you can be camped pretty much alone. And then just come in for the events and whatever you're interested in. When you come here, it's not like you've got 2,500 people around you. The way the desert's laid out, you're going to have a small group of people, a neighborhood, and those are the people you're going to get to meet. And so I know it's a scary idea to be around this many people, but it's not nearly as bad as it seems. This is Jude. Jude, who are you?
I'm Jude, and I'm the camp manager.
She's my boss. I want everyone out in the whole world to know I'm a man who needs a woman to boss him around. I do okay for the most part, but I usually mess things up pretty good at some point. And Jude is so good at this. We met about a year and a half ago.
Yes.
And she asked if she could help, that you have executive assistant background and overseeing groups. And I jumped on the chance. I just saw that as a divine intervention.
Right.
And let me just say that if it weren't for Jude, this would not be happening again. She is good at things I'm terrible at. And so Jude, thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to be here.
I want everyone to know that when you speak to Jude, you're speaking to me, because she speaks for me. And whatever decision she makes, I am with 100%. She is essential to the future of the RTR. So thank you. I really sincerely mean that.
I appreciate that.
First, let's say the BLM is watching us tight.
Yes, they are, but not in a negative way.
Right.
They just want to see how such a large group is going to fit into the BLM and the structure and the kind of event that we're having. They're very positive, and they want to see us. They want us to succeed. So it's a positive thing.
Right. They've been extremely helpful.
Exactly.
They let us know from the very beginning, their goal was to find a way not only to make this work, but to make it work really well.
Yes.
For us and for them.
Exactly.
But you can't put 3,000 people onto a small chunk of desert land without rules. So there are rules.
Yes. And we will have, the BLM has very specific rules, and then within those rules there are some more rules. It's not just, okay, there's 5 rules. There's might be 5 main rules, but then there's some sub-rules that go with that. I know what those rules are, so if I do explain them to you, those are coming from the BLM. We're not just making these rules up. These are things that we have to comply with. So I really would appreciate if people do understand that, and that they will respect that we do have to follow these rules. So yes, we do have to go with that.
And we have no authority.
No, absolutely. The one thing that's very important to know, that we all have to be self-regulators out here. If you do have something that's going on with a neighbor, you need to talk to them. And then if you are the neighbor that's being talked to, please be respectful and understand that people are just trying to communicate, and that's what it should be, a communication. And there are steps to follow if that doesn't work out. We have very specific things, but we are not allowed to get involved with any conflict. But we do have steps that are to take place if that needs to be taken care of. Which, you know what, most people are not that way, so we don't really have to worry about it. I think it's going to be a wonderful event.
So far, it's about 1,500 really amazing, wonderful people, and
Yes.
maybe 100 assholes.
Yeah.
The assholes are part of life, okay?
Yes.
That's just the way it works. There's not going to be any different here. We've already had the police out. We had a guy who decided he was going to party and was going to be drunk and aggressive and dominant, and we called the police. We are not bosses. We will call the police, the sheriff, the BLM, whoever needs to be called out. And not because, only because with 3,000 people in a small space, we have to all be grown-ups. And for those few who can't be, and there are going to be some, authorities will be called and we'll have to deal with you. So if we're all self-regulators and if we all let our better side come out, we are going to have a fantastic time.
Yes, we will.
I'm certain this will be the best ever. A lot because we're making things laid out and clear. Right up here. And we're not going to go over the rules now.
No.
Because
no.
it'll take too long. We will go over the rules in seminars and meetings. We're not going to go do that now. A few things you're going to want to do is know where to park, because when you get here, that's the first thing you got to do, and you want to know right now. So we have a designated handicap parking.
Yes, we have areas for temporary parking. So if you want to park out further and you don't want to, you want a little bit more privacy, you can drive in. We have temporary handicap parking. We don't have a lot of it because, again, there are so many people. We have to have only a certain amount. But there is some. So if you're coming in just for the day, or if you want to come in and visit the main camp, then that will be available to you. We do have some handicap camping around us as well. Again, we don't know how many people are coming that are handicapped, but we do have some handicap parking so that you can get easily to the main camp where all the events will be taking place. And then we will have a little bit of parking if you're just coming in. So we've tried to kind of lay that out pretty well. The main camp pretty much will be for handicap and for the staff that I really need to have help me, and then things that are coming in and out that need to be transported. So I would really appreciate if you respect that and know that the people that you see camped at Main Campfire are just not people randomly parking. They're here for a reason. So I do appreciate that if you respect that.
Yep. And you've had people who did not know who you were and have not been kind.
No, they've been very unkind. So I would appreciate it if you want to communicate with me. I rarely would use foul language, and I would appreciate it if someone doesn't use that with me. So yes, again, most people will not do that, but there are reasons that I have to say what I'm saying, and so I'm sure it'll be just fine.
When you speak to Jude, you're speaking to me.
Yes.
She is my voice because she's the boss. Okay, parking when you get here, we're getting full already, close into the main fire area. If you'll pack as close as possible, and especially in the handicap parking areas, we're asking that you back in so we can get as many handicap in as we reasonably can. That needs to be close and tight. So handicapped people in wheelchairs and with disabilities can get to the main fire pit and enjoy it just like everyone else. Okay, permits. Permits are a big deal. The BLM, if the BLM comes in, and they're going to be in on a regular basis, and they drive around and they don't see a permit, are they going to be very happy about that?
No, they're not. Now, the thing with the BLM, any large gathering, they will come in. Even like the TVA, which is the long-term visitors area, they're in regularly. That's their job. They're supposed to check for permits. So it's really important that everybody gets their permit. Very, very important. And do not think I'll wait a day and get another day. Get the permit when you get here. Yes, and they can get that at Skadden Wash, where the camp host is. I think you have more information on that. Actually, I have a video where we drive into camp, yes, and we stop at the permit place, and if you'll watch that video, then you can find it no problem, and I'll put that video in the description. Right. A link to that video in the description. Yes. Okay, so get your permit. That's a really big one with them. We've assigned street colors. We've had a hard problem. If I wanted to tell you where I was parked, no one
I'm on that street over there in a white van. Okay, well, you and 500 or 800 people are somewhere over there in a white van. So we've assigned streetcars.
Yes. And I don't remember what they are right now, but you'll see they're arrows and they're pointing to whatever pathway or passageway road there is. There's, I think, about 5 or 6 of them. So, and they're about, I don't know, maybe 2 to 4 feet high up off the ground. So just pay attention to the colors, and you'll know that then that is a street that you can park on, or you can go down and park on.
So you can say, I'm on Yellow Street halfway down on the left or the right or at the very end, and I'm in A, and you describe your camp.
We do have signs at the once you go off the pavement. It says there's boomer signs, but there's also an RTR sign there. People have been saying they can't see it, but it is there. We have that, and that'll direct you to the camp. And I don't know, has it 1 or 2 miles in?
I think it's 1.4 or 1.9.
You feel like you're going forever.
It does.
But you're really not. So just follow it and you will see the sign. There's one, the red sign is for the music camp, which will be music camp. And if you do have a louder generator and you can go that way, that would be appreciated. And then if you go down a little bit, maybe a quarter of a mile or so, and that's the main RTR camp. And then you just follow those signs. And then we have the main, it says main campfire right now, and that's where all the main events are going to be. And so you will see that. It's well marked, but it does say main campfire. So again, that's where all the events will be taking place.
Okay, well, I think we've covered everything. Is there anything we've left out that we need to cover?
I don't think so.
Again, I just want to emphasize that I believe, mainly due to Jude and her helpers, this is going to be by far the best RTR ever.
Yes.
And again, it's going to be 2,500 wonderful people you are going to be so glad you meet.
Yes.
And a few troublemakers. Okay, that's
Yes.
life. And we'll deal with the troublemakers as best we can, and you're going to have a great time. They are not going to be a problem. We'll resolve any problems as quickly as we can.
And people have a wonderful time. It's been my experience. I've been here 3 years now, and it has been my experience. People meet each other. They get to know each other. They find people that they can camp with. They're meeting and communicating with like-minded people. And don't be afraid to talk to each other. I did have a few people last year say, oh, I said, have you met people? And they go, no. And I said, well, you have to talk to people because they're kind of like you. They're not sure whether they should be, going out of their way. Please do that. You will find some wonderful, wonderful people.
The RTR is kind of like introverts of the world unite. Or cats of the world form a union. That's kind of what we are. It works. It sounds awful. It works out so well.
It does.
It's a life-changing event if you will allow it to be, and if you will just embrace it. It can and will be. So I will stop again. I've gone on and blithered, and I hope you've got something out of this video. If you did, I hope you like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and come here and join us, please. I think you'll be so glad you did. Okay, we'll talk to you later.